everybody, welcome to my channel, Texas Gal Treasures. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some of my sales on eBay and Etsy for the last, I'm not sure exactly how long, I didn't check, but I will say that I was on vacation for about a week and a half. I had my shops on vacation because I took my kids to Disneyland, and that was quite a fun trip. So I wanted to share with you the things I bought, how long I've had them listed, what I paid for them, and all of those fun details. So let's jump into the things that I sold on eBay and Etsy. And I will share also that I use the platform List Perfectly to get my listings cross-posted. I haven't started up on Facebook. Well, I'm selling locally on Facebook Marketplace, but the things that I ship out, I haven't started getting them over on Facebook Marketplace, Mercari, Poshmark just yet because I'm still getting my stride. I did start working on Mercari and then I was like, what am I doing? I'm about to go on vacation. Let's just wait on that. So now that I'm home and things are back on track, I can start getting things cross-posted to these other platforms a lot easier. So if that's something you're interested in, I have a coupon code. I think it's 20% off your first month or something like that. But it's in the little description box below. All right, here we go. Let's dive in. First up is this white buffalo. If you've been following any of the news lately, there was a white buffalo that was born and now it's missing. It was just super sad. So crossing my fingers they find it. But I saw that in the news and then my white buffalo sold. So I wonder if there was any kind of correlation with that. And this guy was kind of big. It surprised me. And so he sold for $54. I got this in a box of things that it's the same box where I got the rubber face doll and the Pac-Man game that I already sold. So it was in that same box. I think I paid $5 or $10 for the whole box. I have to go back and look at that. But pretty cheap for all the stuff that I got out of that box. And I will say that I am still trying free shipping. I'm about to turn it off because I need to compare. I don't think I've seen that big of an increase in my sales since I've started doing free shipping. And yeah, it's just something I think I might go back to paid shipping, do that for a month or so and see if I notice any difference. And then I'll report back. Next, my Burberry trench coat sold. So this sold for $225. I got this at the Goodwill near me for about $13. Super cheap. And when I first saw it, I was like, trench coat, looked on the inside, saw that Burberry plaid and was like, okay, this is it. We're going to take this and flip it. So like I say, I don't sell a lot of clothes and it'll be interesting to see how this one plays out because I've never done one of these authenticity guaranteed before. Let me know what your experience has been with that. But this is going to an authenticator before it goes to the buyer, which is super interesting. And I've never had an experience with this before, so very curious to see how this comes along. So should be a pretty good, almost $200 profit. I think when I looked at the stats on it, it was like $190 something profit on this coat. So happy about that. And then this was at the garage sale where I got all those vintage toys. I got tons of vintage toys, a Fisher-Price dollhouse, Star Wars figurines, and then she had all of these, McDonald's type toys, some still in the package. And I lotted these up. You'll see a couple lots here, but I don't do a lot of lots. But these, and then the other one that you'll see, it just wasn't going to be worth selling them as one-offs. So I decided to go ahead and lot them up. And these sold for about $35. Again, free shipping, but it was only about $4 to ship these. They were pretty light. And this is a platypus plush, and it's not in fantastic shape. I mean, it's got some wear to it and a little bit loved. But funny story behind this one. My kids and I like to do manifestations. And one day we were like, okay, what are you manifesting today? Just for fun, right? And one of my kids was like, something that's going to be really tough. Okay, like I knew we're not going to see a platypus today, right? And so when we went to the thrift store, sure enough, there was a platypus. So I was like, we have to buy it. This is a sign. And so we bought the platypus and it sold for $18. So pretty good. I think it was $1.99, something like that. And then again, shipping was maybe $4 or so. Make sure that's not okay. message or anything. All right, so pretty good. Probably get $10 or something profit there. $9-10. And then I got 2 of these at Goodwill as well. And these are little ashtrays, right? And so they open up like so. And then this one sold. This sold on Etsy for $19.99. I still have one more. This X-Men comic, I am still making so much money. My friend Christina, this is back when we were in Austin. Her parents do repossessions, and I guess they repo houses too. And I didn't know that was a thing. But the person's house that got repoed had all of this stuff in the garage, or maybe it was in the house, but she'd had it for a while. But I guess they have to hold on to it for a certain amount of time, and then after that, it's whatever. And she was going to sell them. And it was 9 long boxes of comics that she had. And finally, after a couple of years of her holding on and not selling them, she was like, Margaret, you sell online. Do you want all of these? I was like, do I ever? And so she gave them to me. She just gifted them to me. And they have been the gift that keeps on giving and have been still making quite a bit of money off these comic books. So this X-Men comic just sold for $18. And the Deadpool and Wolverine movie is coming out very soon. This is my... How do I make a heart? Very soon. Super excited about this movie coming out. So anything Deadpool and Wolverine that you've got, you might want to start getting that listed because that's a movie that I can't wait to see. Match made in heaven. All right, then this is it looks like a roll of quarters, but it's actually a lighter. So this roll of quarters lighter I got for, I don't know, 50 cents at a garage sale because I picked up a couple different lighters and they were about 50 cents to $1 a piece. And sold for about $20. And then this, you saw that, if you watched the garage sale, then you saw that I went to this garage sale and I picked up a couple of Snoopy things that she had out. And then the lady's like, oh, you like Snoopy? I didn't think anybody was going to buy that stuff. I got a whole box of Snoopy stuff over here in the garage. Do you want it? You know, I'll pull it down. I was like, yes, please. So she pulled it down. There were these Hallmark plates. There was Washerbach, which I know I'm saying wrong, Washerbach plates and mugs and all of this stuff. And she sold it to me all for $50, which I've already sold some of it. I mean, they're selling pretty quickly. And then these Hallmark plates sold for $40. And this just actually sold today. This is a Depeche Mode vinyl. I don't do a whole lot of vinyl, but this is another one. I picked it up and it's got multiple LPs in there and sold for $40. Actually, the person messaged me and asked if I would be willing to, I think I had it up for 44 and they were like, can you do 40? I'm like, sure, I'll do 40. So $40 and it's out the door. I think I spent $3 or $4 on this. And then this was also at the garage sale where I got the Pokemon balls and the Star Wars figures. But these came with Star Wars figures. And then there's like there's like a thing you put, and they're supposed to talk. I don't even know. But these are the little chips that make the communicator thing talk. And I don't know anything about this. Anyway, so I was like, I'm not going to look all of these up. I looked a few up, okay, I'll be honest. And they, by themselves just weren't selling that great. So I lotted these up and they sold for $35. I'm very happy about that sale as well. And then it was funny because this I did not get from the lady with the Snoopy with the Washerbach, but that same day I found another garage sale that had 2 or 3 other Washerbach pieces. So if you see the name, let me zoom in on it, and it's spelled like that, Washerbach. And I always tease and say Washerback, and I'm like, you know what? And I know some people are like, that's not how you pronounce it, but I think, you know what? Whatever it takes to help you remember it, do it, because Washerbach is definitely worth picking up. So this platter sold for $44.99. I paid $1 for it. And then this, I have the story that I continue to share. Even if you see these garage sales that have just one old card table out there and just you think, oh, it's not worth my time stopping. Something told me to stop at this guy's garage sale. He had one card table out there, went over, he had a shoebox that had all these Harley patches, stickers, and a bunch of keychains in it. And he sold me the whole box for $5. So this was in that box. And honestly, the keychains sold quicker than the patches and the stickers. But here, this sticker sold for about $16. This is the other lot that sold. This was one of those moments where I was like, oh, these are going to sell. I don't even need to look it up. I already know. And I was so wrong. So sometimes you know, and sometimes you don't know. And when I looked these up later, I was like, oh, these don't sell very well by themselves. I mean, I think they sell for like $6 or $7 all by themselves. Maybe not even that much. So I decided, let's go ahead and lot these up. And that's what I did. And they sold for about $25, but I think I spent about $2 a piece on these. So $6, I mean, it's still a good profit. Don't get me wrong. But yeah, sometimes you think you got it. And then you get home and you're like, I don't got it. And then this is a book that was in the big bunch of magazines and books that we got at a garage sale for $60. It had all the Mad magazines and all those horror, creepy, eerie magazines in it, National Lampoons. But then there were some books in there as well. And so this was one of the books that was in that big lot, and it sold for $17. And then these sold. I got these at Goodwill, and I believe they were about $2 or $3 a piece. And they're just little leaf-shaped candle holders, and they sold for $40. I love selling stuff like this. And then this is from that big lot. So this is one of those times where you're not really looking at sell-through rate when you find these lots of stuff. Like this was in a big tub full of buttons that I got for $25. And if I'd sat there and like, oh, the sell-through rate on these buttons is really low, I shouldn't buy this, then I would have lost thousands of dollars, because I made thousands of dollars off that $25 purchase from these buttons. And yeah, I mean, I'm listing them one at a time, and they're easy to photograph, easy to list, and yeah, and they're easy to ship. So that has been such an amazing find, that big tote full of buttons. So now if I'm like, if I had a tote of keychains, buttons, what have you, I'm like, let's bring it. These are easy. I can list these and they'll sell over time and keep putting money in my pocket. And this, again, this was also in that California Raisins. I think I've had this tote. Why did I get it? Like, wasn't last summer. It was maybe the summer before that. So over 2 years, this is still like, probably every week I'm selling two or three, sometimes more. And hey, I'll take it. This is another one. This was a poster book that somebody had already pulled the posters out of. Maybe they took the ones they wanted. And so they were all these Simpsons posters. And I kind of was like, humming and hawing, because the book, if it was complete and new and all the pictures were in there, it was selling for like $5 or $10. But I thought, oh, you know what? I'm just going to part these out one at a time. And when I was charging for shipping, I just listed them all at like $17.99 or $18.99 plus shipping. And yeah, and they've just been selling. So I still have quite a few, but again, same deal, like probably sell 2 or 3 of them a month. And they just, like you say, bread and butter, puts it in the pocket. See, the Burberry is not bread and butter. God, I wish it was. And then the buttons and the stickers and the posters, books and things like that, bread and butter, just keeping it in, bring it on in. I'd love to hear some of the things that you have sold lately. Leave a comment down below. And if you have any questions, leave those down below too, because I'm compiling a video answering some of the common questions that I get on the channel. And I'll see you on the next video. Oh, if you haven't yet, go down there and hit subscribe. It lets YouTube know that you enjoy the content and that other people should enjoy it too. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.